Okay, so in this video I want to work on some UI. So the first video, I probably do a series of videos. So for the first one, it's going to be the main menu. So I'm going to go and let's see. I'll go to my where's my scenes folder? Go to scenes, and in here I have a main menu folder. I don't know why it's taking so long to open up. And in here I'm going to right click, create scene, and I'll call it main menu. So I'm going to go into open scene and open that file. So in here, the first thing I have to do is I need to right click, and I'm going to create UI canvas. And with the canvas, as you can see, the event system also is created. And I need to zoom out to be able to see the entire canvas. If I were to place the character here, the character would be like really small, like over here somewhere in the corner. The UI in 3D space is like really huge. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's just the way it is. I'm going to first, with the canvas selected, I'm going to right click and create. I'm going to go to UI and create a panel, and in that panel, I am going to go to my art folder, and I'm going to select this imager, and I'm going to change it to sprite and apply. Under the canvas, I'm going to right click and create UI image, a raw image, and I want to drag and drop the image there, and I'll just resize it. I actually don't know how this is going to look, but it doesn't have to be perfect at the moment. If I hit play, I'm just going to get a glimpse of what it looks like. Okay, that's not bad. To that canvas, I'm going to create a button. So UI button text mesh pro, and I'm going to call this. Oops, if this comes up, that means you need to import the text mesh essentials. So I'm going to import that. When that's done, you can just close this. I'm going to name the button to the play button, and I'm going to change the text in the button. Right now it says button. I'm just going to select the text mesh and press and type in play. So right now, I could like adjust the size and whatever, and like the shape and like the font and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to do something functional. So I'm going to have with this selected. I'm going to go here and press shift, and while I press shift, I'm going to click on this left one so it's anchored to the left of the screen, and I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to rename this one to quit. And same thing with the text mesh. I'm going to select the text mesh and change the wording to quit, and then I'll take, with the quit selected, I'll just move it down like this. Okay, so with that done, I need to create a script. So I should probably create a folder called UI. In here I'll have another folder called scripts. And I'll open that up and I'll create a script. It's going to be called, I'll create a mono behavior script, and this will be called main menu. I'll open that up. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go back to the editor for a second, and I'm going to open up build profiles, and in the scene list, I'm going to open scene list and add open scenes. So it makes the main menu 1, and the level 1 castle is 0. So this is essential, like when you're ready to export. We're not ready to export, but it's important when I want to code between like the level 1 castle and the main menu. So I'm going to close this, and in the main menu script I'm going to do a public void play, and I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to do a public void quit. So when the play is triggered, well, first I need to do at the very top, using Unity engine dot scene management, and here I'm going to do scene manager dot load scene. The name of it is level 1 underscore castle. And don't forget the semicolon. And if the quit button is pressed, then it's just application dot quit. But this is only useful if you're using an executable file on your computer. So I'm going to compile that. So back in the editor, I need to drop this script somewhere. I think you can just drop it on the camera. I'll just drop it here for now, see if that works. And then before I do anything else, I need to select each button, and just say in the play, if you scroll down, there's this on click section here. Here I need to press the plus and drag and drop the main camera, like the object with the script on it, which is the main camera. So I'm going to drag the main camera here, and I'm going to drag down. I'm going to press this to open up this list, and I'm looking for main menu, which is the name of the script, and I'm going to trigger play. So when this play button is pressed, then this is where the script is told to execute this. Now I'm going to set this one up, which is basically selecting the quit button, dragging that to the very bottom to this section, press plus, again drag and drop the main camera, press this here and this little drop down, and press the name of the script that you're looking for, which is the main menu, and select quit. So if I hit play now, it should be the menu. So if I press the quit button, it's not going to do anything right now. This is only if you have an executable file on your computer. But if I hit play, it should go to level 1. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for this video. The next video, I'm going to set it up to do the reverse, where I'm going to put a canvas within attached to the player, so that whenever the player presses quit, then they can quit back to this main menu. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and please stay tuned for the next video. Okay, so in the last video, I set up this main menu so that I can press the play button to start the first level. But now I'm going to do the opposite, where I'm going to go into the level 1, and I'm going to set it up so that if the player presses the escape button, then they can have the option to press quit, which brings them back to the main menu. So I'm going to go into, I need to open up the level 1, and in here I'm going to create a UI canvas. And under this canvas, as you can see, it's really huge again. I mentioned in the last video that in 3D space the canvas looks really huge, and that like the player is like really tiny in comparison to the size. So in here I'm going to create a well, let's do I'll create a button, and this one will be called quit. And the text also has to be quit. So you do that by selecting the Text Mesh Pro underneath the quit button. So for oops, under the UI script, I need to create. Whoops, I don't know what happened here. There we go. Okay. So here I'm going to create another script. It's going to be called I'll just call it quit. Actually, I'll just call it in-game menu, and I'll open that up. And I'm going to go ahead. I want to hop back into the editor for a second, and I think I'm going to drag and drop this script onto the canvas. I'm not sure if that's the best thing, but I'm going to do it that way for now. And the quit button, by default, it's going to be disabled. So I'll go back here, and I'm going to do a public void quit. And so it's going to be scene manager dot load scene, and the scene is called main menu. And somehow it automatically put this Unity scene management, which is really handy. I'll go back here with the quit button. I guess I can't. Okay, so I want to press the plus button, and with the quit button selected, and I'm going to drag and drop to canvas, because this is where the in-game menu script is, and from here I'm going to do quit. But because this is by default disabled, I need to enable it, and I already have a function inside of the main character script where, let's see, I don't remember if I do actually. Oh, here it is, on quit. This is when the quit button is pressed. I have this is the escape button, I believe. I'm going to double check. Main character input. So quit is, yep, the escape button. So right now I just have it loading the first level, but I'm going to cancel this out. And I'm going to create a boolean called escape button pressed. By default is false. I'll go back down to that function. So if quit button escape button press, sorry. Escape button pressed equals false, then escape button pressed equals true. Else if escape button pressed is true, then it's going to be set to false. So in the situation where this is false but the button is pressed, then this is going to be set to true, which means time scale is set to 0, which means it basically I guess it stops the clock of Unity or something, so it doesn't like the game basically pauses or freezes. And if the opposite is true, if escape button pressed boolean is set to true but the button is pressed, then it gets set to false, and this gets timescale gets set to 1. And on top of that, I need to create public game object quit button. If the button is pressed, then quit button dot set active true, and in the opposite case it's set to false. So I think this should work, so I'm going to compile this. Okay, so back in the editor, I'm going to select the canvas, which is what has, oh sorry, I need to select the main character. And here I need to drag and drop the quit button. Let's drag and drop it here. And I'm going to hit play. So if I press the escape button, then time stops and I can't move. But if I press escape again, then all of a sudden the button disappears. I can start moving. Let's just say I press escape again, and I press the quit button. Then it goes to the main menu. Okay, so seems like it's working, so that's all I want to do for this video. There's obviously a lot of things that I can do to improve this, but this is just to set up the functionality and just to show anybody that's watching how this is all set up. Okay, so hopefully you enjoy that, and please stay tuned for more videos. Okay, thanks. So previously I made some videos for the UI, for the main menu, as well as when the player presses the escape button. I want to create one more, actually, for when the player dies. So first I'm going to zoom out into, I'm going to zoom out so I can see the canvas. And if you don't remember, it's absolutely huge. So what I have here is I have one quit button when the player presses quit, but underneath the canvas I'm going to create one more empty, and I'm going to call it you died. And inside of this I'm going to create two buttons. One's going to be, I'm going to right click UI button, and this one is going to be quit, and I'm going to create one more called this one will be retry, and the second one I'll just bring it down. This here I can just leave because I want it to be anchored to the center. Under the quit I'm going to select the text mesh, and I'm just going to change the wording. So I'm not going to worry too much about the what it looks like right now. I'm just working on functionality. So for these I'll just rename them to the respective functions. In order to make these buttons functional, I need to go into the script. Underneath the canvas I have a script called in-game menu script. And in here I already have a function where it triggers the main menu. But I want to create one more. I'll copy and paste this. And this one's going to be called retry. And instead of loading scene main menu, this one's going to load the scene that I have open right now, which is level 1 underscore castle. And I'm going to compile that. So in the editor, with these buttons that I just created, if I scroll down, it has a little section right here where it says when the button is clicked. So I'm going to press this plus button, and I'm going to drag and drop the canvas because that's the object that has the script on it. And within that script on the canvas, I'm going to locate the name of the script, which is in-game menu, and I'm going to trigger the quit function, which is this one right here. And for the next button, I'm going to trigger this. So for that, I'm going to select the retry button, and I'm going to again press the plus button, drag and drop the canvas, and I'm going to go down to the name of the script in game menu, and I'm going to trigger retry. And by default, this you died is going to be disabled. In the character or the main player, the main character script, I'm going to create a variable called public game object. It's going to be called you died menu, and down here I have this function called isDead. I'm going to this isDead is triggered by the spikes within the castle, but I'm going to cancel that out. and this is no longer to be a public void, it's just going to be a regular void, and it's going to be triggered by it's going to be triggered in the update function. So in the update, I'm going to create is dead, so it's constantly being triggered, and I also need a variable called int called health, integer called health, and it's going to be set to 10 for now. So I'm going to go down, back down here to the is dead, and I'm going to say if health is equal to, or I'll say smaller or equal to 0, then it can do all this, then you can die. But also, I also need to set the game object you died menu dot set active is true, and I also need to set the time scale. So time scale is equal to 0, which basically stops the time, so the game is frozen. It's basically paused. Okay, so first I'll start off with the skeletons. So whenever the skeleton attacks the player, then the hurt area of the player, or the skeleton, basically triggers this hurt here. But I need to create a variable called public int dot damage to give equals 1. So I'm going to feed in damage to give into this piece of code. So when the player enters this the area, then it basically triggers this, but it also carries this integer. See, this is red right here because I haven't set the integer here. So in the player script where it says hurt, it's going to be I want to give it int. Let's call it damage. So every time he gets hit, actually I need to compile that. So this damage to give, a value of 1, it gets fed, and it's going to be health minus equals damage. And I need to double check that I made an integer. Yep, integer health is 10. So every time he gets hit, it's minus 1. And as soon as it reaches 0, he should die, so I'm going to try that. Okay, I'm going to change one thing in the player script. In the is dead, I'm going to do a coroutine. So start coroutine is dead menu. So right underneath that, I'm going to do I enumerator is dead menu. Oops. yield return new, wait 4 seconds, so I'll say 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds I'll set all this stuff. I'll set the UDIDE menu to true and timescale to 0. So it's just basically a 3-second delay. So I'm going to compile that. Back in the editor, with the player selected, I'm going to go into the script and make sure I drag and drop the UDIDE menu, which is into this field here, which is by default disabled, and I make sure that all the skeletons are enabled, which they are. So I'm just going to go and hit play. So as they come up to me, I'll just stand here and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one last one, I think. There we go, and then I'm dead. And then after 3 seconds, the menu, and I press just say quit, then it should go back to the main menu. Okay, so that's seems like it's working. One last place that I want to test this out is with the spikes inside the castle. So I'm going to disable all my skeletons, and I'm going to move my character inside. So inside the castle, about here. And then, so with the player in here, I want to go back into the script, but this time I'm going to go into the spikes. And right here, instead of player, I'll just copy and paste this. Actually, no, I won't copy and paste. I'll just do instead of triggering is dead, I'll trigger hurt, which is this one right here. Except I'm going to do an integer, a variable called damage to give, and it's going to be equal to, instead of 1, the skeleton gives 1 damage. These spikes is going to give 10. So I'm going to feed in damage to give. And I'm going to compile that. Hop back into the editor, hit play. So if I walk down here and just say I just fall into these spikes, and he dies, and then there's a 3-second delay, and then the menu, instead of quit, because I already pressed quit before, I'll press retry, and he should just restart the level. Okay, that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed that. There's going to be more videos, so please stay tuned. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to make a health bar in this video for my player. First, I'll just show in my art folder I created a little white bar. I need to set it to sprite and apply. It's just a rectangular PNG. As you can see, this is my canvas here in the editor, and I want to go to my canvas. I'm going to right click and I'm going to create an empty called health bar, and under the health bar I'm going to create an image, and this is going to be a health bar, I'll just call it border, and I'm going to drag and drop the, oh, I guess I can't. The one thing that I forgot to do is with the health bar selected, by default sprite mode is multiple, but I set it to single and then I hit apply. So now if I go back to this health bar border, I can drag and drop it into this field. And as you can see, it fills up the whole thing. So I need to resize it. So the X is going to be, whoops, it's too big. 10. Make it much smaller. So I'm going to anchor this to the top left. I can make it even smaller than that. Make sure I click on here, shift and select this top left so it's anchored. Then I can move it again to where I want. So I'm going to copy this twice. So the first one is going to be, whoops, all I want to do is rename it. So this one's going to be let's call this red, and this one will be green, and I'm going to put this up here. So the border is going to be a tiny bit bigger. The color is going to be just move this up. So the border, I'll make it black, and this red one, I'm going to make it red. And this one on top is going to be in green. So the one that I'm going to manipulate is the green one. So I need to first, from image type, I need to make it from simple to filled. And instead of radial for fill method, it's going to be horizontal. It's going to be from the left. And the fill amount, obviously, as you can see, if I go to 0, then it goes to 0. And this is what I'm going to manipulate to set the health. So on the canvas, I already have a script. So I'm going to go into that script. And the first thing I need to do is I need to do using MC basic script, which is the player script. And from here, First I need to create some variables. So public game object player. I'm going to do MC basic, which is the name of the player script, and I'm going to call it MC basic. And I need to create two variables, which is float, or I'll call it int health and int health max. But before I do that, I need to go into the player script. And so far, I have the player health variable, but I also need a health max, which is if the health is 10, I need to set like what the max health can be. So I'll set it to something not too high, maybe like 50. So if he has 10 right now, then that health can go up to 50. But for now, I'll just leave it at 10. So I'm going to compile that. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say MC basic equals player dot get components MC basic, and the health integer is equal to player dot, or sorry, MC basic dot health, and health max equals MC basic dot health max. So I'm just getting these values from the player, and I'm setting it here. The reason why I have an error message here with these red underlines is because I need to go back into the player and make these variables public. Compile that, back into in-game menu script. There you go, it's disappeared. And I need to do using Unity engine.ui, and I need to create a variable called public image health bar, which is the green health bar. So in the update function, I'm going to say health bar dot fill amount, which is this fill amount here is going to be equal to health divided by health max. And if this goes according to plan, then the grain should be 1/5, because I have 10 health, but I can go up to a max of 50. So I'm going to compile this. Okay, with that done, I'm going to go back into the editor, and with the canvas selected, this is where the script is. It's asking, in the script, it's asking for the player. So I'm going to drag and drop the player into the player field. In this health bar, it's asking for this green health bar. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to grab the main character. I'm going to set it to 0, 0, 0. And I'll go back into perspective mode, and I'll zoom into him. And I'll turn on the 4 skeletons. Okay, for some reason this health max isn't working, so I'm just going to change this to 10F. So right away, if I compile that, hit play. As you can see, I can starting with 10 health. It's the bar is all green. So as soon as I get hit, 1, 2, let's go closer. So when the green disappears after 10 hits, then I die. And so that's basically it. That's the most basic way to create health bar. I think I'm not sure if that's the only way, but I think that's one of the really simple ways. So that's all I really want to do for this video. Hopefully you enjoy that, and please stay tuned for more videos.